What is going on, and welcome back to the Journeyman with me, FoggyPlays, on FM22. We are still in charge of Slovan Liberec, as you can tell by the fact that there is a giant Slovan Liberec badge alongside me. We are starting our first full season in charge, and we have just finished the transfer window, and it's been quiet, a lot quieter than I was hoping it would be. I was kind of, in my heart of heart, I knew we weren't going to sign many players, but I was really hoping that we were going to get at least, a couple of players. That's not happened. So, wish me luck. Leave a like on the video. I think we're going to need all the support we can get. So, I'm going to throw a like target out there. I don't normally do this, but 15, 20 likes. We get 20 likes. That'll make me super happy. So do make sure to leave a like and subscribe. Now let's get into the video. Sweet. So as you can see from the screen in front of you, we have 6 weeks and 1 day until the transfer window closes. We have a couple of players in the done deals that we have on our shortlist, because I have it set that when a player gets scouted, they just keep it on the shortlist. This guy, I would have loved to have had him. He is a very, very good striker, but unfortunately, that is not the case. We do have an offer for Juan Serrano for 155,000. An attack midfielder, can play central midfield, can play wide, could fill in as a striker if absolutely necessary. I don't really want to have to play him in if he does arrive. He hasn't arrived yet, so we're not gonna count our chickens just yet. But we have had, I think the 3 players here you knew about were leaving. Thomas Krell, quite frustratingly, has gone out on loan, which, had I been in charge of transfers, wouldn't have been the case. As you can see, I gave him the number 10. He was supposed to be our number 10 this year. He has gone out on loan. Hopefully, play him. They're in the 2nd division, so he might get a decent amount of first team football. Here's hoping Thorsten Ball. Yeah, we don't care about him. But we did bring in Philippe Cabula. I had no idea if this guy was any good. He's grand. He claims to be a striker. He's a decent option, I suppose. Definitely not going to be starting ahead of Chori anytime soon. His physicals just aren't quite, like, if his physicals were amazing, no bother. Play him all day, every day. Christian Newman is another player who was brought in. These 2 were done before I arrived. Again, another striker who physically doesn't really have a huge amount going for him. He is in the first team. We'll just see how he gets on. He is currently injured, so you're not going to be seeing him for a little while. Then the director of football started doing his business. Karadaz, we don't need to worry, he's not going to play. He's our new backup goalkeeper. Again, not as good as Holech, so we're basically just like bringing in backup players. Otager isn't good enough, so I'm not going to bother showing you. Jan Yarolim, also not very good. And Martinovic, I think he arrived yesterday. Yeah, not a great player. Could at some point be a footballer, maybe. He did quite well in Montenegro. This is Czech Republic, where a higher standard. But then he also went and signed, remember, Adamoko Boateng from Slavia Prague. Quite good physicals. He's got good acceleration, good pace. 6'1", determined. Mightn't be the worst winger in the world, so we're training him to be an inverted winger on the right, just so we have a bit of an option, I suppose. Did play 9 times and scored twice last year for Slavia Prague. Played a lot more for their B team. Came from a Ghanaian team where he actually played really, really well for them. So we'll have to see how he gets on when we eventually give him an opportunity. We have had quite a number of players who didn't accept new contracts. Kingsley Madu has already joined a new club in Nigeria. Melshar has gone and play for Sokolov, who actually came in for a bunch of our players. Pachak, don't really care about him. Kaita still hasn't found a new club yet. Don't think he will. Ulrich Don't really care. Duda, well, he was another meh. Hajek was another meh. Falta was actually a player I was... From the time I arrived, his potential went from like 4.5 star down to 3. He was injured at the time. I think he could have maybe done something. And the other ones just were never going to be good enough. So that's all the transfers we've done to this point. As I said, we do have 6 weeks and a singular day left over. We are expected to finish 8th. So kind of like mid-table. We're good. We're not going to be amazing. We do have just the one team promoted this year. So I'm guessing, yeah, they won their relegation playoff thing. Yeah. Oh, I thought Zlin were after getting promoted. Zlin did not get promoted. The World Cup also was a bit chaotic. Croatia won it. Mexico got knocked out in the groups. The US won a game 7-2. It was a bit interesting. Thorgan Hazard, I just noticed, has joined Slavia Prague. Fantastic. There were... Oh, but he's injured. That's fine. That's fine. Fantastic. We're going to be playing the same tactic as we were last season. But everything in the dynamics page looking pretty decent. Nobody hates us, which is always a good sign. Not many of the higher ranking players care about me, but my vice captain, Muller, who almost went out on loan. Like, if Muller had been sent out on loan, I would have just been like, this is ridiculous. Stop sending high potential players out. I need options. We currently have 28 players in the first team. I did just put 3 players back into the B team. When I realised the director of football wasn't going to be signing too many players, I brought a couple of players up for friendlies, because we did actually play a few friendlies. We did beat PSV 5-1, by the way, just to let you know. But then drew with RWDM, which is a random Austrian team. Okay, that was really poor. So yeah, for the first game of the season, we're going to be playing this, which is pretty much all. The only difference from what could have been would have been Krell starting as the box and Tischler starting as the Mazzella. Don't have him, and none of the other central midfielders. We have so many central midfielders, or we had, until I threw a load of them down into the under 19s or the B team. They're all the exact same player. Like, they're just different names on the back of the jerseys, but they're all the same player. Like Yuri Bilek is the one I've chosen to put on the bench today. There's no difference between any of them, really. So we're going to start with Holek in goal. Makula continues at right back, because we didn't sign a new right back. Pavel Schmid is going to be our backup right back, as you can tell. He's fine. Yarolim, who is coming back from a loan, and he is going, look at those physicals. Oh, great stamina, agility, and acceleration. It's very good pace, and it's good work rate. That is what you want. Wants to be a left winger. I'm playing him at left back. What is his tackling? 7. I don't care. Panak and Salimi are going to be continuing at centre back, because again, don't have any new centre backs that are coming in. Kostadinov and Tischler in central midfield. Sipek, Isik, and Drazic behind Chori, because these things never change. We're taking on Bruno in the first game of the season. As I said, a place I've actually been. It's quite nice. I would recommend. Would go again. It was beautiful. I went for a MotoGP race, bike racing fan. So obviously that's right. How is Isik the only person who is tactically unfamiliar with this setup? And Kostadinov. Is Kostadinov still our captain? I think he might be. So the players didn't care, but I have motivated a bunch of them, because two of the team leaders actually enjoyed my conversation with them. So the Bruno game, in theory, didn't we beat Bruno at the end of last season 8-0? I would imagine 8-0 should be on the cards again. We haven't changed that much. Actually, to be fair, have we changed at all? Is there... Okay, Yaralim. We have one different player in the starting 11 from the team that played last year. Or had a run of games because he was out on loan. I really want Krell. I want Krell back. This is the one thing about a director football save. You could literally just lose one of your hot prospects to a loan because... soul destroying. Chori. What can I say? Chori. Just, yeah, take a bow, my friend. Just doing what Chori does best. Heading the ball into the back of the net. Fantastic. He is an underrated striker, if ever I've seen one. Yaralim puts it across. 4 men around him. And he just pops in the back of the net. Just bish bash bosh. 6'6". You can't stop me. All we need is... what's the name of that centre back today? Harry Suter. Big Harry Suter. Have him at the back. Oh, team will be unstoppable. But the director of football did actually, to be fair to him, did try and sign some players that were actually first team ready. Unfortunately, Panag, what are you doing? Holek gets very lucky that the Bruno striker puts that wide. David Huff. He did try and sign a couple of actual good footballers, but there was an Iranian, if I remember correctly, who the direct football threw an offer in for. Went to Wolfsburg instead because I think they offered like 6 times the wages. Holek obviously are also doing really, really well to stop that from going into the back of the net. But yeah, we had a striker. I think it was a striker. Might have been a winger. He was a more forward player who the director of football threw an offer in for. And supposedly we were favourites to get him. He wanted to play for us. And then Wolfsburg came in and were like, do you want like 4 times the amount of money to sit in our under 23s? So yeah, that wasn't ideal. You know, one of these upsetting things, but what can you do? Chori continues as our number 1 striker, and we do have is it Cabula? I think his name's Cabula. He's like the backup striker. Yaralim picks up the poor clearance. Chori's through. Lads, we need to start scoring more goals if we're gonna do another 8-0. We've only had 7 shots. I don't want to shout like do more because they're doing our attacking midfield is playing terribly. Oh my god. 6.6 and 6.5. Are they just being like completely forgotten about? Or Yarolim doing well. That's fantastic. What I might do, because these lads aren't having a great time, let's just swap. Actually, no, yeah. You want to be? Do you want to be an attacking midfielder? Do you want to be an attacking midfielder? No, I believe in Isaac. Isaac just needs the ball at his feet so he can spark the magic. We'll be fine. Makula, still, I think Makula could potentially be the big weak spot in our team. The fact that our right back is 35 now, probably pushing on 35 at least. We're gonna go. I'm gonna go attacking just because I want to do something. Oh, our 3 attacking midfield players still not playing well. Kostadinov, also not playing well. All right, 65 minutes in, we're going to make a change. Kostadinov is going to come off. We're going to put Isaac as the box-to-box. Kostadinov is going to come off for Cabula. Can you... What do you do when you're not playing as a striker? Actually, attack midfielder on support. Then I can have you as an advanced playmaker. And then I can get rid of the Mazzella because the Mazzella's not been doing anything in this game. Sipek is playing poorly as well. We're going to bring... I don't have Borek on the bench. Why don't I have Borek on the bench? Remember is going to make his debut. Remember this moment. Remember stepping onto the pitch for the first time for Slovan Liberec. Actually had a look at their website. Slovan Liberec stuff is really quite cheap. I'm considering picking up a couple of things. Tischler sends Chori through. Chori, how did he miss? I'm going to demand more. That was absolutely horrendous. Oh, Zidane hits the crossbar. Thankfully, Yarolim is there then to boot it away. Our clinical striker, not so clinical. Holek. That was not great goalkeeping. Decided to punch it. Hopefully, they give it offside for some reason. No, of course not. Of course not. Why would you give the ball or give it as an offside? Very clearly wasn't. Okay, we have a free kick. This is fine. We leave him take it. Drazik gets pushed, or Tischler gets pushed over. If he doesn't give a penalty now, Drazik is running around just like, it's a penalty. Definitely a penalty. Penalty awarded. Get in. Panak is going to step up to take it. Panak just about back of the net. Goalkeeper didn't stand a chance. Get away from me with that. Panak puts it in the back of the net. We do need to make a change now. We need to make a change because our players are quite tired and a lot of them not playing very well. Milan Muller can come on for Drazik. Move Cabula over to the right. Actually, yeah, move him over to the right. Move Muller back, and Isaac can go back into playing as the playmaker. Muller can be a box-to-box. Tischler. Carolero. Let's see what he can do as a Carolero. We're barely winning the game, and I'm there like, let's play him as a Carolero. Why not? Never tried it. Be grand. Yeah, we're going to brought 169 fans to this match. Zidane, that's probably offside because this is FM22. The majority of free kicks are offside. If this is given, I'm going to be super annoyed. Disallowed. Fantastic. We're just going to go back to positive. Yeah, they had 3 players offside. Not to worry about it, boys. Muller, Isaac, Tischler, back to Muller, Cabula, Tischler, Chori, Isaac. Remember? Oh, remember, it was so close. Remember, Adamoko Boateng. Just puts it wide. We have a free kick. Tischler finds Chori. It's the post. That's at least the second good opportunity Chori didn't put away. But it's an excellent win. Fantastic, lads. Well done. In the next 6 weeks, if we do not sign more players, then I'm going to be worried. Because that was not all there. We're definitely lacking the killer instinct to finish the game off. Cabula and Remember both make their debuts. Yarolim, on his first appearance for us, had an absolute fantastic game. He's only ever played 4 games for the club now. Well, the first team. So yeah. Fantastic. I think I was going to show you Slavia Prague, but that's way too close. Oh, and Victor Pulse. So like that would have been 2 great games to show you, but I can't because that's only 2 games away. So what we might do is, depending on who we get in the cup, play them. And Slovako. Well, no, that's still quite close. I don't know. I'll figure it out. I'll come back when I think it's the right time to come back. I'm enjoying my time in Czech Republic. It's been fantastic so far. This is the first time I felt like I'm actually at home. You know, might show you where I'm living, or where I've gone off and what I've bought. You know, just me, because before this I've been living in cheap, rented houses that I didn't really want to show people. And in China I was given a home, so the less said about that, the better. But now we are in Czech Republic. I'm actually, like I said, quite enjoying life. So do make sure to leave a like and subscribe. It would be fantastic if you did. Trying to hit that 20 like target would be fantastic. Probably be the most liked video I've ever had, I think. Yeah, probably. I think it is. So yeah, leave a like, comment, subscribe, share with all your friends, and of course I will see you in the next one.